coverage of the Auburn Tigers,
Touchdown, Auburn!
the Alabama Crimson Tide,
Off to the inside, intercepted Alabama. Touchdown,
and everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. Welcome into the latest edition of Sports Blitz Live. I am Andy Graham. Alongside Jeremy Jeffcoat, we'll be with you for the next couple of hours, taking your phone calls, taking your comments, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics and much beyond. The entire world of sports and college athletics as well as beyond. The Braves off tonight because of weather, so no Braves game tonight. But we're on the heels of media days. We tend to focus a lot of our attention on the SEC, and rightly so. This is our area.
The most interesting conference.
Yes, no doubt whatsoever. But the media has spoken. They've made their picks. We can take a look at those. Auburn chosen 12th in the SEC. I thought maybe 11th or thereabouts, so I think that's about right. Alabama, I think 6th. So, is that about where you thought they'd be? Is that where they belong?
I thought 4th or 5th.
Okay.
Now, I'm not surprised that the SEC Media Days media panel put them there. But when we do our rankings, I'll have them 4th or 5th probably.
Okay. We'll go through and look at maybe do a little entire SEC preview, try to talk a little bit about and kind of maybe make some or just give some thoughts about each of these teams. Did a little research and, what they did last year. We'll take a look at maybe some of the schedules as well as we were talking about beforehand. You believe the schedule is going to play, as it always does, but a very important role this year for sure.
You know, I've kind of decided when I start going through game by game and picking games, right?
Right.
I think I'm going to look for like surprise wins and surprise losses because I think with a 9-game schedule, particularly for those teams that have like 5 conference games on the road, I think you're going to get a surprise loss here and there, and a surprise and the corresponding surprise win, right? So those are the ones that I'm kind of, when it was an 8-game schedule, it's 4 at home and 4 on the road. You look at your road schedule, you look at your home schedule, you see how it balances, and you could get a feel for it. They'd surprise you sometimes, but you could get a feel. I don't know with the 9 games and the unbalanced schedule. That's a tough one.
That is for sure. I mean, it's going to be a little different this year, a little more difficult for half of the conference to navigate than the other half. Half of the conference is going to have those 4 or 5 games on the road. The other half will only have 4 games on the road.
And I know we'll get into them later, but, I just want to give you one example I'm talking about. The media picked Ole Miss at 3. Mm-hmm. If you ask me to rank who the best teams are, I might put Ole Miss at 3. Okay? But then I look at the schedule. Okay, they get LSU in Oxford. I sort of expect them to win there. It's home. It's going to be highly emotional. It's going to be a crazy, emotional game. But I do expect Ole Miss to, be close and pull out a win. The following week they turn around and go to Gainesville, and I'm not sure that they can carry that emotion into another game. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So that's one where I go, we can see a surprise loss there. And then after that, they get the bye week. They got Vandy and Nashville, Missouri and Oxford. They got to go on the road to Texas, Auburn and Oxford. They get Georgia. That game's in Oxford, but Georgia's better than them.
So who they got before Auburn?
Texas and Austin.
And who they got after Auburn?
Georgia and Oxford.
I'm all of a sudden liking that. I'm liking that little honey hole.
The sandwich game,
in between there.
But then they turn around after they play Georgia and go on the road to Oklahoma. Like, I do think Ole Miss is probably on paper the 3rd best team in the conference. But I'm looking at it and going, I think they're 8-4. And I don't know where the surprise loss is. Could it be Auburn? Sure. Could it be Florida? Sure. The Auburn game is in Oxford. Florida's in Gainesville. So, but I think there's a surprise loss in there. I think they're a 9-3 team by the schedule with a surprise loss.
Well, the media predicted overwhelmingly that Georgia and Texas would be the top two teams in the SEC. Not only that, but they would meet, and Georgia narrowly would win the SEC. Any reason that you should not believe that would be the case?
Not until I see it. Here's the thing. Texas has been in the league 3 years. At least since they've been in the league, they played Georgia 3 times. Only one of those games was close.
Right.
The SEC championship game a couple of years ago, Georgia wins in overtime, 22-19. The other 2 times were blowouts. And it's not like Texas hadn't had good teams.
True.
So, here's the thing. In 3 matchups against Kirby Smart, Steve Sarkisian, who I think anybody would agree, one of the best offensive coaches in the game, is averaging 14.5 points a game against Kirby Smart.
I would imagine a lot of offensive coordinators' averages go down significantly when they play Georgia.
Right. And so I'm saying, like, could Texas go to Atlanta and beat Georgia this year with their talent? Sure. But Georgia's very talented, too. The difference between them is not that much. And I think the media just looked at it and said, hey, I don't think Sark can beat him. He's going to have to prove it.
Yeah.
I think that's the key on it.
I think that's a fair assessment for sure. Quarterback, health makes a difference.
Sure.
Can you remain healthy? Whose quarterback remains healthy throughout the season? Trinidad Chambliss, a guy that likes to run around and scramble. He's going to be ultra important to Ole Miss with the new coaching staff, at least a new offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, that kind of thing. What's behind him? He was the backup last year, but I dare say you won't have another Trinidad Chambliss coming off the bench.
Not
anywhere
an injury.
Yeah, much not even in the SEC, much less at Ole Miss. But so those kind of things, that goes for Byron Brown at Auburn, that goes for Arch Manning at Texas. So those kind of things make a huge difference, and there's no way to predict those. So you just kind of have to, when you go into these things, you have to either look at it one of 2 ways. You have to either assume somebody's going to get hurt eventually, somebody in a major spot, or you got to look at it and say, well, I'm just going to predict this as if there are no injuries.
Yeah.
That's naive, but still.
Yeah, but you have to do it that way because you can't predict injuries. Well, I predict that Keywan Lacey and Trinidad Chambliss will be out in the 6th game. Therefore, that's –
No, you're not Nostradamus.
Yeah. So I think you have to start out by predicting healthy teams, fully loaded, ready to go.
Yeah.
And then, that's what during the season you're like, hey, I picked them to win this game. But,
So when you're picking, you're not basing on talent. You're basing on how you feel like these teams will navigate their schedules and end up in a
I think the schedule
order.
matters, right? I believe in trap games. I think they're real. And so, you can always find a couple of, this one could be tricky kind of games. I'll give you another one. Alabama starts out their season with East Carolina. They go on the road to Kentucky. Then they get Florida State at home, South Carolina at home, and then they get Georgia. Oh, no, they don't get Georgia. They go on the road to Starkville. Now, assuming you get off to a 4-0 start, you're feeling pretty good about yourself, you start looking ahead at those Bulldogs and going, okay, we got them at home. You know what I mean? And you forget about the Bulldogs you got to play the week before. Those are the kind of games that, give me the willies. You know what I mean?
Sure. And like you said, and we've talked about, until it doesn't happen, the first 2 years under Kalen DeBoer, it's starting to become a pattern. You find an ugly loss.
Yeah, there was a bad, like last year. Now, there were 3 of them in the first year. But again, first year, new coach. You're going to find some losses you didn't expect, usually. But then the second year, the Florida State game was just atrocious. But it was really the only one. Like the Oklahoma loss at home is explainable in football terms, right? Your quarterback threw a pick 6, you missed a field goal right before the half, you fumbled a punt return, you gave up a long punt return, and you lost by 2. Those kind of games are going to happen. You're going to make mistakes and not be able to bail your way out. But the Florida State game, so they only had one last year. I think they can make the playoff if they don't have any this year, because I think they can go 2-2 in that middle of the season stretch. The question is, can they avoid that, what? They lost at Kentucky? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They lost in Starkville?
It's not – Alabama's not the only one. I mean, you look at Ole Miss, they lose to Kentucky at home.
Yeah.
It
Texas
happens.
last year loses to a 4-8 Florida team.
Right. It just speaks to the SEC again and Kirby Smart. I think he says it every year, but he reemphasized it this year. There are no cupcakes in this league.
No.
So
that's Oklahoma. I know everybody's high on Oklahoma, right? Oh, John Mateer's back and he's healthy, and defense is going to be really good. And Venables coaches up the D. The offensive line had 3 redshirt or true freshman starters last year, so they should be better this year, right? Young players get better. But then they go on the road to Michigan, on the road to Georgia, Texas and Dallas, on the road at Florida later in the year, Ole Miss and Texas A&M at home. I mean, that's going to be your pick for top 2 or 3 when you got 5 or 6 games in there that are whoa, that's tricky. You know.
We are up against our first break here on Sports Blitz Live, but hey, don't go anywhere. Just getting started. We'll be back with more right after this.
Sportz Auto Sales, Highway 280 in Kellyton, Alabama, is home-owned and home-operated. If you're looking for tires, they have it. If you're looking for a vehicle, they have them. Great selection. Always out looking for more just for you, the customer. And if you're looking for service, whether you buy the vehicle from them or whether you buy the vehicle somewhere else, they do service work and got a great crew there. Keep us in mind. Why don't you go by Sportz Auto Sales on Highway 280 in Kellyton today.
Craving pizza done right? Come to Lake Martin Pizza, where flavor meets the lake, with 2 locations, 63 South in Alexander City and Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Grab a 14 or 18-inch specialty pizza or build your own masterpiece. Go half and half your way. In a hurry, stop in for our lunch specials. Hot, fresh pizza by the slice, served daily. We've got more than just pizza. Try our fresh salads, cheesy breadsticks, garlic knots, and sweet cinnamon twists. Lake days, game nights, or family dinners, Lake Martin Pizza hits the spot every time.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Here at Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, we value what truly makes a home. And that's why we're proud to offer America's #1 brand of siding and exterior products. James Hardie creates possibilities with an array of colors and textures. We offer the full line of James Hardie products, from Hardie plank to artisan siding and everything in between, giving you, our customer, options to have the best. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, local since 1984.
Ready for an unforgettable escape? Jump into adventure at Lake Martin, Alabama. From thrilling water sports to peaceful fishing spots, it's love at first bite every time you cast your line. Want more excitement? Catch an event with our vibrant festivals, concerts, and fishing tournaments all year long. And when the sun sets, dive downtown to discover local shops, delicious dining, and warm southern hospitality. Explore Lake Martin, where every moment is an adventure waiting to happen.
Zaxby's birthday cake milkshakes are back. Just in time for Zaxby's 35th birthday, so they're gifting you half-off handcrafted milkshakes. Happy birthday to us all. Zaxby's handcrafted milkshakes. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's. Bundle your home and auto and save money with State Farm's personal price plan. Contact State Farm agent Ron Carroll today at 256-378-6631 or visit him on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer availability. And eligibility may vary.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and JJ here with you, taking you up to 9 o'clock tonight. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are kind of doing an SEC preview tonight, and thought we'd kick things off with the Auburn Tigers and call up our old pal, Brett Pritchard, on the Eric McKinley Mortgage Pro hotline. Brett, how you doing this evening?
I'm good, guys. How are y'all?
Doing really well. I'm glad football season is just around the corner. You were down there at Media Days. I don't know how much we learned from Media Days, but I will definitely say this. I think Alex Golesh made a really nice impression on everybody that was there.
Yeah, he did, Andy. I really think, we were down there for 3 days and had a chance to talk to Jordan Rogers and several guys, and that, members of the national media and, our local people that cover Auburn like we do every day. And the general consensus, again, you don't get a trophy for winning Media Days, but everybody was overly impressed. Nick Saban, and I can just go down the line. All the other coaches there had nothing but praise for Alex Golesh and, his standard and what John Summerall and, Silverfield and all of those guys, like, look, this guy's he's a workaholic and, he has a set standard that he expects from his players. And they all said Auburn will absolutely be on the right track to getting back to a contender. They all said it. And these are people that have coached against Alex Golesh, that have either coached with Alex Golesh, like Josh Heupel, that, have no reason to be complimentary unless they really feel that way. And so I was very impressed. And one thing that I told Faith while we were there, and we did a few shows from down there, is that I've never been around a coach, and as long as we've been doing this and covering Auburn, that is as attention to detail oriented as Alex Golesh is. And, made a point to say every little thing that goes on in our program is reflective of who we are. It's when you show up to the complex, to how you talk and treat other people outside of the complex and inside of the complex. Do you do it with respect? How does your personal space look? Do you care about your own stuff? Because if you don't care about your own space, then you're surely not going to care about anybody else's. Are you a good teammate? All of those things. Are you a leader? If you say you're a leader, well, then do you show those characteristics? And then just not say, every single thing he talked about, and I know this is a Nick Saban term, but the process. And he said, look, we are a process-driven team, and we have to do everything right every single day to achieve the goals we want to achieve. And, I've never heard an Auburn coach talk like that. And to be honest, it's a breath of fresh air. Now, he hasn't coached the game, but it's hard to imagine a guy with that kind of standard and that kind of rationale and the motto that says, be who you say you are on the wall down there is not going to translate to the field. It's just hard for me to believe that, maybe you don't have as much talent as the other teams you're going to be playing this year, but he talked about this foundation year building to where you want to go. And it just, to me, again, will be hard to believe that there won't be success on the field this year for Auburn. Now, I don't know to what extent, but I definitely think you will see an improved program.
Yeah, I think Andy and I talked about this a little bit last week, that with Golesh, with a lot of the young coaches, Stein has talked about this, Golesh and Summerall, about that process-driven, player-led program, right? And, we kind of talked about that. You mentioned, it's a Nick Saban term or whatever, but I think there are a lot of young coaches that kind of grew up watching his coaching style, and they've adopted some of it. And I think you heard a lot of that from Golesh and Media Days. I want to ask you, though, about the schedule, Brett, because there's so many turns. They're normally you can look at a schedule and go, well, there's one or two critical, turning point games. With Auburn, I don't know, because Auburn, I believe, is going to beat Baylor. But Jake Spavital is an excellent offensive coordinator, and we know that DJ Lagway has talent. Will he be able to unlock it? What kind of challenges do they present? The game's not going to be a home game. It's going to be in Atlanta. I think Auburn beats Baylor, but what if Spavital works some magic with Lagway? You got Florida in week 3. That's a game at home. I think that's going to be one of the more fascinating early games of the season. You got on the road at Tennessee. I'm leaving like Georgia out of this, but like LSU at Auburn, that's a winnable game to me for Auburn. There's so many turning point games in the season that could make the difference between 6-6 or 8-4, 9-3.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. And we've gone through the schedule a few times already, and we're going to go through it even more over the next several weeks as we get ready for the season. But I told Faith the other day about Baylor, and look, again, I'm not taking anything for granted, but Auburn should go over there and take care of business. This is a program that's not comparable on paper to Auburn. Okay, Auburn will have 90% of the fans in that building. It will be a home game in Atlanta for them, and it will be Alex Golish's first game as an Auburn Tiger. It is. There's so much build-up. I just don't see anything other than a victory, and I think Auburn could win by 17. I really do. I just think there's going to be a lot of momentum. I just think Auburn's that much better than Baylor. Okay, you went to Waco, and in my opinion, faced a much better Baylor team last year on the road on the first game, and you went over there and you won the game. You should take care of business. You're a 30-point favorite against Southern Miss in week 2. That one should be a sleepwalk. I hate to say it. I know Auburn's been 5-7 the last 800 years, but if you're serious, you welcome Southern Miss in, you take care of business, and then we get to that game that's like I've said a million times, where everybody's going to keep talking about this game because of so much from both programs. Florida's been in the dumps. Auburn's been in the dumps. Both have a new coach. Auburn thought they were getting John Summerall. It didn't work out. He wasn't ready to leave Tulane in the timeline, so he ends up going to Florida. Florida took him because Lane Kiffin turned them down and went to LSU. There's just a lot. And then it's their first SEC game each. So, and whether we like it or not, whether John Summerall and Alex Golis like it, they're connected at the hip until one of them leaves or both of them leaves this conference because they both come in at the same time. They both were up for the Florida and the Auburn jobs. And, again, the winner of this game doesn't guarantee that they're going to go on to immense success, and the loser is going to flop. But I can tell you this, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the one that walks out of there that night that didn't get the W because it is your first SEC game. And like you said, JJ, you're going to go into a stretch tail end of September into October for Auburn that it's going to be hard every single week. They got Vanderbilt coming in, and I know it's not the same Vanderbilt team, but they got Vanderbilt coming in. You ain't beat them in 2 years. You got to go on the road to Tennessee. You got Georgia on the road. And then you got LSU at the end of the month at home. Yeah, there's a couple in there you could say are winnable games, but all 4 of those games are going to be brutal. And then you turn around and go on the road to finish the month of October at Ole Miss. That is the stretch that's going to determine what kind of season Auburn has. Can Auburn win 3 of those games? Can they beat Florida, Vanderbilt, and LSU, or a combination? Can they go on the road and win that game in Knoxville? That's what they need to do if they need to show everybody they're taking the next step to back to the top of this conference and being a contender.
Brett, you mind hanging on for one more segment?
I'm here, guys.
All right. We got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more with Brett Pritchard right after this.
Celebrate America's 250th all month long at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika. During the month of July, with every new or used vehicle purchase, you'll receive a beautiful embroidered American flag kit for your home. Our way of helping you proudly celebrate. We have over 500 vehicles in stock and ready for immediate delivery. You'll find the biggest discounts and a great selection. Visit Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika today. Get ready to smile.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
At Southern Union State Community College, success isn't a solo journey. It's powered by something bigger. A herd of faculty, mentors, industry partners, and a community committed to helping you move forward. Whether you're earning a degree that prepares you for immediate entry into the workforce, transferring to a university, or learning a new skill, Southern Union helps you find your strength and run with it. Herd powered, performance driven. Southern Union State Community College. Apply today at suscc.edu.
Hillaby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hillaby Towers in Alexander City.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and JJ here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every night, every Tuesday evening by JR Sports Bar and Grill. Wonderful place to have lunch or dinner right here in downtown Alexander City. Go and check them out today. They are an institution here. Been in the same location 27 years. So if you get to this area in the Lake Martin area, ask somebody. They'll know where JR's Sports Bar and Grill is. All right, we are talking with Brett Pritchard here, taking a look at kind of an overview of the SEC, but focusing on the Auburn Tigers right now. Brett, I'll be honest with you, I could not pick Joel Gordon out of a lineup. I don't know anything about him. I've never seen him. I don't think I've ever heard him talk. You've been in and around Auburn. I'm assuming maybe you have heard him speak, maybe even have spoken with him. Auburn's got to be better offensively this year, and everybody's expecting Alex Golesh and his offense to come in and energize, and especially Byron Brown for that matter, this offense. Is Joel Gordon, have you been impressed with him so far?
Yeah, I'm very impressed with Joel Gordon, and it goes back to his time at Iowa State, and you know what he was able to do there. I mean, he's worked with Brock Purdy. He's got a really extensive background, and you know when you look at what he's been able to do and what he was able to do the last 3 years at South Florida and helping South Florida vault their offense to the top of the NCAA. I mean, and he's had Byron Brown 3 of those years. Now, one of those years, Byron Brown got injured, but the other 2, Byron Brown, you know, threw for, you know, 3,000 yards and ran for another 1,000. Like, can he do that at Auburn? I mean, well, all of the things are in place for him to do that. I mean, you got Joel Gordon, you got Alex Golesh, when you've got the trio there on the offensive side and you got a boatload of guys he's comfortable with, and that's what, Byron Brown told me at media days. He goes, look, man, he said, not Mike, we're all having to learn each other on the offensive side. He said, a lot of the guys are going to be starting I've been playing with for the last couple of years. And so there is a element of that. Yeah, it's new, and it's a new team for them, and it's new for Auburn fans, but they're not new on the field to each other. So when you look at what Joel Gordon's offense has been able to do everywhere he's been, he's been at the top of the NCAA in almost all of the productive categories. And you got Byron Brown coming back. So I don't know why, again, outside of you moving conferences, that you would see really anything different. I mean, Joel Gordon's not a very vocal guy. I mean, he's kind of dry. We had one press conference with him back in the spring. He's very matter of fact, but he's been in college for almost 25 years, and so he's got a good resume, and he's done a lot of things, and especially his latest pupil in Byron Brown. You don't have to look much further than that. I mean, he's got over 7,000 career passing yards and over 2,000 career rushing yards in the last 3 years, and it would be even more than that if he had not been hurt.
Brett, the most interesting thing, I think we got time for one more. The most interesting thing that I've observed as a non-Auburn guy, watching Auburn over these last 3 to 5 years, is their absolute inability to close out a one-score game. It's like you get to the fourth quarter of a close game, and the whole team looks at each other and says, yeah, well, we're cooked. We're not going. So what I mean, that's a crazy question because we don't know, and culture is such an overused word, but what does Alex Golesh have to do to get this team in the fourth quarter of a one-score game to have that mental toughness to go ahead and close the thing out?
Hey, you just said culture, and I agree with you that tends to get overused. But to be honest with you, that is the number one thing that had to change in that building. I mean, I've been in that building for the last 2 years, and we kind of alluded to it. Faith and I have said it many times that there were internal issues and things weren't being done, or maybe the challenges weren't there. The rosters were there, but it just didn't seem like the culture was there from a mentality standpoint that you could believe you could go out and win the fourth quarter. Mentally tough. Auburn has not been mentally tough. And when you look at last season, guys, that Auburn was in every single game. Auburn, if they'd have flipped every single game by one score, Auburn would have been 11-2. That's amazing. Like, I want you to think about that. If every score on the L side had been flipped by one score, Auburn would have won 11 games. And there's been plenty of stats out there that show that Auburn was the best, worst team in the country because their defense kept them there and nobody blew them out. And they did catch some bad breaks. But, again, a lot of times you create your own fortune because you don't believe you can finish. And I think Alex Golesh mentioned that multiple times in the spring. He said, we've got to change our mindset around here that when we get to the fourth quarter, we own that quarter, and we're going to finish it. Whether we're ahead or whether we're behind, we're going to put the team away if we're in the lead, or we're going to have the team to come back and finish and have that final drive to pull out the win. I just truly think that this team was waiting around for something bad to happen. And I watched it week in and week out. I watched Auburn on the road in very tough places like College Station and Norman, Oklahoma, with the ball multiple times at the end of the game to win the game. They couldn't do it. And it's just because they lacked that confidence. And I'm hoping Alex Golesh and this staff in a new, really look team on offense, really not necessarily defense, don't really need to change much there. But the change of mentality on offense can be what puts Auburn over the hump.
No doubt about it. Well, certainly all the orange and blue clad people are hoping that's going to happen. Brad, thank you so much for being with us, and we'll catch you tomorrow on the Auburn Blitz podcast, 8 bright and early, right? 8 o'clock.
Bright and early every single morning. Appreciate you guys. Thank y'all.
Absolutely.
See you.
All right, we got to take another break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense. Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
Sick of those fake sales with 50% off a price that never existed? Then you're ready for Memorial Day Mayopoly at Morgan Home Furnishings and Bama Outdoor, where the deals are real. It's simple. Spend at least $600 and take a draw from the cash bag, where each draw could earn you up to $250 to make that total melt away. And with no credit refused financing, everybody plays and everybody wins. Morgan Home Furnishings and Bama Outdoor, creating happiness both indoors and out.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank and Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We are located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and JJ here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. We're brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by Sunshine Heating and Air. For all your heating and cooling needs, give Kevin Kill and his crew a call today. They can help you out with all. I think it was one of the hottest days of the year so far.
It was a high of 99 today with a heat index hovering around 110.
Not bad.
Yeah, it was hot. It's a good one.
So I hope your air conditioning unit is in good working order. If it's not, give Kevin Keel and his crew a call today.
They'll take care of you.
You'll definitely be glad that you did. All right, JJ, I don't know how you want to do this. You want to start, just go these team by team? You want to start with the
top? Okay. You know, however you want to do it.
All right. I got these in order of when of how the media has them predicted. So we can start with the Georgia Bulldogs. Kirby Smart entering his 11th season. The elder statesman, not the oldest coach, by age, but the oldest
the
tenured
senior coach, I guess. What?
Yeah, there you go. Mike Bobo's still the OC, as far as I know. Glenn Schumann, you keep thinking, or we keep thinking, he's going to get a job sooner or later.
You know, I mean, if I tell you now, if Shane Beamer flames out this year, if I'm South Carolina, Glenn Schumann's my first call.
Good chance that's going to happen. You look at the last 5 years for this Georgia Bulldog team. 14-1, 15-0, 13-1, 11-3, 12-2. But the SEC, my goodness, 8-0, 8-0, 8-0, 6-2, 7-1. They have lost 3 SEC games in the last 5 years.
Well, they've lost 7 games total.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
They are rolling. And
but, you know, Kirby's lost his fastball because he hadn't won a natty in 3 years. Yeah.
But the offense really wasn't even that good last year. 50th in the country. They only averaged a smidge over 400 yards a game. But yet, I mean, their defense was so good, only holding people to 17.6 points a game, which is good for 10th best in the country. They just know how to win.
The interesting thing about that team is that was a very young team on the offensive line and defensively in terms of experience, right?
Right.
But they bring back 14 starters from last year's team. They're probably going to have, if not the best offensive line in the conference, the second or third. Running back room's loaded. Nate Frazier's a beast. And Gunnar Stockton's good. Last year, they had the transfer wide receiver from USC. It was their leading receiver, not a downfield guy. They threw a lot of screens. That's why you see that passing yard numbers down. A lot of short passes, a lot of screens. The question is that a fact of your receiving core, or is that a limitation on your quarterback? Because I think David Pollack said this a couple of months ago. If Georgia's going to get to championship level, Gunnar Stockton's got to be able to complete balls downfield. You got to have a downfield element to the offense.
One of the biggest topics of media days was, an unfortunate reporter said, are you concerned about the explosiveness of your wide receivers? And a lot of people are talking about the explosiveness of this Georgia offense. And, of course, Kirby took that. Thank you so much for that question.
Yeah. I'll take it back.
I'll just help me motivate these receivers. You believe this is an explosive enough receiving core that they can get the ball down?
I mean, they've got some 5-star dudes in there, right?
Okay.
Can Mike Bobo unlock them? That's the question.
I'm not sure Mike Bobo's had a key in a long time.
And can Gunnar Stockton get more accurate with downfield balls? He's not. Gunnar Stockton is not an NFL quarterback. But you've got to have some element of the downfield game. It can't all be screens. So I think, but I am this close, Andy. Haven't decided, but I'm this close to telling you I think Kirby gets his 3rd ring this year. Because I think everything else is there. The only question I have is can they throw the ball with a little more explosive capability?
Yeah. All right, the Texas Longhorns, Steve Sarkisian entering year 6. Kyle Flood, the OC, or co-OC with A.J. Milwee. I don't even know who A.J. Milwee is.
I remember him as a player. Was it Southern Miss maybe?
Okay.
Somewhere. I remember.
I remember Kyle Flood, wasn't he?
Kyle Flood, offensive lineman?
Yeah, for Alabama.
Yeah.
All right, and then Will Muschamp moves back over to the D.C.
So we talked about this earlier, Steve Sarkisian having a Kirby Smart problem, right? And every time Kirby's defense goes up against Sark's offense, he just nails it shut. So did they – I mean, obviously you hire Will Muschamp because he's Will Muschamp. But did they also hire him to go, all right, Will, you're over here now. Show me what y'all keep doing to me so that I know how to attack it. Is that one reason you pay him $2.5 million?
Yeah, well, I think that's probably a good indication.
Yeah.
Again, last year, not a good offense. 68th in the country with Arch Manning running things. They did score. That tells you something about Sarkisian right there. The fact that the offense cannot, 90th in the country in rushing, but yet they can score 30 points a game, which is good for 41st in the country. That is impressive. That is finding a way, to score from outside the red zone. That is finding a way to score inside the red zone, not just kick field goals, but score touchdowns.
They had 2 good offensive linemen last year, and the other 3 were just not good. And they got beat, and they got beat, and they got beat, and they couldn't move anybody. So they made changes. They went out and got 2 portal tackles. So and the 2 portal tackles they got were good enough that their returning right tackle got kicked inside the guard in the spring. So you're going to have 2 high-level transfers and 2 returning starters on the offensive line to try to bolster that running game. They go out and they get 2 high-level portal backs, Hollywood Smothers and Rakeen, whatever his name is. So you get 2. You go out and you get Rasheem Biles at linebacker. You added pieces everywhere. You've already got Colin Simmons, who may be the best edge rusher in the country. And you had Arch Manning the last 5 games of the year that looked like a quarterback that you can win with. So Cam Coleman, comes in, going to play some downfield, X receiver. Everything's there. Sark has 0 excuses. Everything is there for him to win it all. I was saying the other day, if he's not at least in the national championship game, then I think it's a failure for Sark.
It's pretty, that's pretty harsh, but that's where they are. That is definitely where they are. All right, Ole Miss, we'll get them in right quick. Pete Golding, technically this will be his first year there as the head coach. He was the interim last year to close things out. John David Baker, the OC. Cody Woodiel, the co-OC. And Brian, I can't remember his name because I didn't write it down. But he is the DC, and co-DC is Marcus Woodson. Ole Miss, obviously we know what Lane Kiffin has done. 3 double-digit win seasons in a 4-year period. Last year, well, actually 3 of the last 4 years they went double digits. 13-2 last year, the best year that they've had. That was, Pete Golding won a playoff game against Georgia, one of the biggest.
Won 2 playoff
probably.
games. The Tulane game still counts. Maybe it shouldn't, but it counts.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I'll say this. John David Baker had been on Kiffin's staff before, so he's not new to the offense that they run. But the one coach that you didn't have listed on there, who is technically the head coach for offense, is Joe Judge, former head coach of New York Giants. He was there last year. And
you got a coach for offense and 2 OCs?
I think he has a title, and I forget what it is. But his job is to oversee the entirety of the offense. He doesn't call plays, nothing like that. He's a I guess executive manager of the offensive side of the ball. Golding did that last year when Kiffin left, and you remember what's his name? Charlie Weiss was going back and forth. So Golding named Joe Judge, who was already on staff, to that position. So, and look, Joe Judge didn't work out with the Giants, but he had one of those jobs. There ain't but 32 of them, and the guy's been around for a while. So Joe Judge will play a big part in the development of that offense, making sure that it stays the way where him and Golding want it to be. I think the bigger question is Pete Golding being a defensive-minded head coach. Will their philosophy change in terms of how they approach possessions? Right, like, all right, we don't need 3 or 4 more possessions a game. Let's slow it down a little bit and let our defense work. That'll be the interesting thing. But you got Trinidad Chambliss, you're a step ahead of the game.
This is true, and even having said that, and I agree with Trinidad Chambliss being very, very talented. I'm beginning to talk myself into believing Ole Miss. I'm not saying they will, but I think they are one of the more likely teams, if there's going to be one, to crash and burn. Because I just don't trust Pete Golding yet, I guess, maybe.
That's probably why. I mean, the questions on the roster, it's a little bit defense, but there's a little bit defense every year, even when Kiffin was there. You always have concerns about the Ole Miss defense. But they did go to the portal for some pieces on defense. My concern is I think their top 5 pass catchers from last year are gone.
Yeah. I mean, you just don't – I mean, the Ole Miss before Kiffin, offense was
Yeah.
Offense after Kiffin, it could be
Yeah.
So
it's definitely a –
And if it's not great, then be careful.
I think as a crash and burn, you'd have to define for me, but I think –
8-5.
8-4 regular season. That to me is, with the talent on hand, I think that should be the floor expectation, right? Now they've got a 10 or 11 win ceiling, but I think 8-4 is kind of, yeah. I read the schedule to you earlier. It's like I said, I can find 4 losses in there pretty quick.
All right, we're going to take another break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Celebrate America's 250th all month long at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika. During the month of July, with every new or used vehicle purchase, you'll receive a beautiful embroidered American flag kit for your home. Our way of helping you proudly celebrate. We have over 500 vehicles in stock and ready for immediate delivery. You'll find the biggest discounts and a great selection. Visit Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika today. Get ready to smile.
Two Rivers Lumber Company has a proud heritage in the state of Alabama and is excited to announce we are opening a new facility in the Lake Martin area late 2025. Our company specializes in southern yellow pine dimension lumber, and we plan to employ over 150 in our new community of Lake Martin. Two Rivers Lumber Company is a family-run business with over 45 years of service to the state. And we are happy to become a part of the Lake Martin community and want to wish the best of luck to all area athletic teams in all competitions. Two Rivers Lumber, Lake Martin's newest community partner, coming soon.
What makes Zaxby's giant chicken finger quesadillas so giant? Crispy fingers, sauce, and melty cheese. Zaxby's giant chicken finger quesadillas. Who's got the sauce?
At Southern Union State Community College, success isn't a solo journey. It's powered by something bigger. A herd of faculty, mentors, industry partners, and a community committed to helping you move forward. Whether you're earning a degree that prepares you for immediate entry into the workforce, transferring to a university, or learning a new skill, Southern Union helps you find your strength and run with it. Herd powered, performance driven. Southern Union State Community College. Apply today at suscc.edu.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Bundle your home and auto and save money with State Farm's personal price plan. Contact State Farm agent Ron Carroll today at 256-378-6631 or visit him on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer availability. Eligibility may vary.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and JJ here with you. Only one more segment left in the first hour of tonight's program. Then we've got a phone call, so let's go to the Eric McKinley Mortgage Pro Hotline. Hey, caller, you're on the...
How y'all doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing well, Charles. How about you?
I'm fine. Andy, I got a question for you.
I answer questions.
JJ might need to put his hands over his ears. Well, my question is Nick Saban still coaching in the SEC?
Is Nick Saban still coaching in the SEC?
Yeah, SEC Media Days, wasn't he?
I think he might have been there, but he is not coaching.
He is working for ESPN now.
I was just wondering. I just thought it was the coaches that's coaching now or whatever.
Well, he is a member of the media now.
Okay, y'all have a good one.
All right, see you, Joe.
See you.
There was a funny moment on the set at ESPN when Saban, they had John Summerall up there, and Saban's talking to Summerall, and he says, hey, I'm a Florida resident now. He said, I'm friends with the governor, and, he goes, So I guess you could say I'm kind of part Gator at this point. He's like, so if you don't get y'all's blank together, so it was pretty funny.
Yeah, we, for Charles and I, we're never going to be able to get away from him, ever.
Yeah,
he's just always going to be around, some capacity somewhere, hiding behind a cockroach somewhere. He'll be there. All right, we're taking these in kind of blocks here. The second block would be starting with Texas A&M. The Aggies picked 4th in the SEC. Mike Elko had a phenomenal year 1. Looking for a backup to year 2. Was it year 2?
I think it was year 2.
Was it year 2? Okay, so he's year 3 now.
This will be year 3.
All right. Holman Wiggins, you've talked about this. He promoted him from within to OC. DC Lyle Hemphill, I believe you said he promoted him as well.
Another in-house promotion, yeah.
Elijah Robinson, the co-DC. I don't know who that is. But it's not hard to see what Texas A&M has done under Jimbo Fisher, and then finally breaking through last year in 2025.
All right, this is probably my number 2 candidate for regression this year.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. 1, both coordinators leave. One of them was Colin Klein, by the way. Don't undervalue Colin Klein. He's now the head coach at Kansas State, his alma mater. Colin Klein is a fabulous play caller and a really good quarterback developer. And he was working with Marcel Reed last year, and Reed was up and down,
Right.
Good games, bad games, sometimes in the same game. And now the guy who was developing him is gone, and Holman Wiggins, who's never called plays, is promoted to offensive coordinator. Holman Wiggins, very respected wide receiver coach. I got nothing against him. But if I'm Elko and I've got a team, and now on top of the 2 in-house promotions, let's add this. Replacing 4 starters on the offensive line. Nobody talks about that.
True.
People will tell you, Alabama's replacing 4 starters on the offensive line. Well, so is Texas A&M. They had to go to the portal, fill in some spots on defense that they lost that were big spots. And in the SEC schedule last year, just leaving Notre Dame out of it, just SEC schedule, in that 11-1 record, they beat exactly 1 SEC team that finished the season with a winning record. 1. They played 2. They played LSU, who had already fired Brian Kelly, by the way, and finished 7-5.
Right.
And they played Texas, and Texas gave them a whooping. So the schedule this year for Texas, this is why I think the schedule matters so much. They get LSU in Baton Rouge. That's week 4, right? You get Missouri and Columbia. You get Alabama and Tuscaloosa. You get South Carolina in Columbia. You get Oklahoma in Norman. And you still got to play Texas at the end of the year. So this is a team for me, kind of like Ole Miss, where like I can find 4 losses for Ole Miss. I can find 4 losses for A&M.
Okay.
And that's taking nothing away from what they did last year. You only play the schedule that's in front of you. But again, you played 2 conference opponents with a winning record, and you went 1-1.
It's fair. They crumbled down the stretch. Ain't no question about that. All right, LSU. Lane Kiffin moves over or down to Baton Rouge. He'll take over in his first year there. Charlie Weiss, the OC, his longtime OC, been there with him for a while. Joe Cox is the co-offensive coordinator. Blake Baker, same guy that was there last year, defensive coordinator, did a really good job. His numbers were great. Chris Kiffin now, brother of Lane Kiffin, is now the co-DC. All right, so LSU, really tanked last year, 7-6, 3-5. Mass exodus, bring in really a new team.
59, I think, new players. It's crazy.
So you can they were horrendous last year offensively, 109th in the country. Ran it even worse, 124th in the country. Scored 101st in the country, only 22.8 points. You can imagine Lane Kiffin, the infusion that he will have on that offense. How big of an improvement he could make will probably go a long way to see how good this LSU
it'll make
team
a
can
difference just because it's Kiffin, right? I mean, it'll make a difference. Are you sold on Sam Levitt?
No.
I'm not either. I know people keep going, well, he got the number 1 transfer portal quarterback. But did he? Because Josh Hoover went to Indiana, and he was really good. So, you know, I'm not 100%. Even 2 years ago when Levitt was leading Arizona State in the playoffs, that was Cam Scadaboo's team. Last year's, Levitt was not good at all. Now, we could blame it on it was a team failure, and he was hurt and banged up, and, you know, it is what it is. But I have not seen yet Sam Levitt play at a level that I think could win the SEC.
Okay.
Now, maybe Kiffin gets it out of him, right? Unlocks it, as the kids like to say.
Yeah.
But maybe. They certainly have spent money on the roster. But this is, and I don't think they're going to be bad. But I think people expecting this team, like, oh, they're going to get in the playoffs. Don't be surprised if they make a run. I think they're more like 9-3.
Could be an implosion. Could be, but you're probably right. Somewhere in the middle at 9-3.
I mean, let's just do a quick schedule check. All right,
Clemson
and Baton Rouge. I told you this before. Can't you imagine a world in Tiger Stadium that night when Dabo Swinney ambles on down to the podium and says, "Y'all, none of y'all believed in little old Clemson."
Yep.
You know, these are the kind of games that Dabo just kind of pulls one out his rear end, you know. So, but, you know, then you got Ole Miss and Oxford. I don't think they win that game in Oxford. A&M and Baton Rouge is no picnic. Auburn and Auburn's no picnic. They get Alabama and Baton Rouge. Alabama hadn't lost in Baton Rouge in a long time. They get Texas and Baton Rouge. That, you know, good luck.
Yeah.
So I see the improvement. I think we will see the improvement. But if you told me they were 9-3, I'd buy it. If you told me they were 8-4, I'd buy it.
All right, let's go ahead and take a break. But when we come back, we'll take a look at the Alabama Crimson Tide right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Corey's Furniture Express, your express way to savings. Come on, get on board. Corey's Furniture saves you more. We try harder in every way, so drive a little and save today. Corey's Furniture Express, your express way to savings.
The all-new Winter Timber is now open, located right next to the Walmart Market across from the Auburn Mall. If the outdoors is your lifestyle, Winter Timber is your new headquarters. From rifles, ammo, and hunting supplies, camo, and all the outdoor essentials, they've got it in stock and ready for you. Winter Timber is here to serve Auburn, Opelika, and the entire Lake Martin area, and they'll make the drive worth it. For the best selection and the best service in outdoor gear, one name says it all: Winter Timber, the best in outdoor needs.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensagreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carry or cool cash rebates. Visit Sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe. Call Sensagreen.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second hour of Sports Blitz Live. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us on this lovely Tuesday evening. We are brought to you each and every Tuesday by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Thank you to all of our sponsors out there. As you can see, Alex City Marine sponsoring this segment of tonight's show. All right, we are looking kind of at an overview of the SEC this week, kind of again on the heels of Media Days. Talked a lot about Auburn in the first hour. Got to catch up with Brett Pritchard and got his thoughts and insight on the Tigers this year. Starting down the list, we looked at Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and LSU. Now for the sixth team, at least according to the media at SEC Media Days, Alabama comes in here. Kalen DeBoer in his third year, Ryan Grubb back as the OC, Kane Womack and Maurice Linguist, DC and co-DC. What does Alabama most need to improve? Obviously, they got to make a decision at quarterback, but I think a lot of people would say the running game is something that was a very easy target for people last year to talk about.
Yeah, I've told you this before. I don't know if I said it on the air or not, but I will, without using any names or whatever. But a year and a half ago, like before last season started, I made the comment to a friend of mine that the offensive line should be pretty good. Had a lot of returning experience. And his comment was, and that this comment came to him from inside the football facility. Just leave it at that.
Okay.
The offensive line's not going to be good because the offensive line coach is terrible. Now, and then that made me like, I had to go look it up. I'm like, wait a minute. It's not the guy from Washington. You assume. But when DeBoer got the job at Alabama, Ryan Grubb came with him, and the offensive line coach, a guy named Scott Huff, came with it. Right. They had just won the Joe Moore Award at Washington for the best offensive line in the country. And they had a 1,200-something yard rusher in that offense. And then a couple of weeks later, 7 to 10 days later, Ryan Grubb leaves to go to the Seahawks as the offensive coordinator, takes the O-line coach with him. And so they wind up, okay, then we look around. They hired a guy with a reputation as a recruiter from Michigan State, whose numbers had never really been good on offensive line. But, good recruiter, and, he's at Michigan State. And it did not work out. So I will say this for the offensive line. I don't know, haven't seen them play together yet. I kind of know what it's going to look like. I know who the players are. But the day they hired Adrian Clem to coach the offensive line, it got better. Now, I don't know what that means in terms of the numbers. But if you watched Alabama last year, can't pick up a blitz, can't communicate, can't shift, can't get your spacing right, can't do any of the fundamental stuff that you expect an offensive line to do. And that's on the guy that coaches the position. And that's why that guy's no longer there. That's why Adrian Clem was brought in. Right. So Adrian Clem comes in with NFL experience. He was the run game coordinator and offensive line coach at Oregon. Was a run game coordinator and offensive line coach at SMU for June Jones. Coached under Tomlin with the Steelers, Belichick with the Patriots. This guy's been around. Okay. And then bring in Richard Owens, who was the offensive line coach at Louisville, comes in to coach tight ends. He's also been a run game coordinator in his career. And you go out and bring 6 new offensive linemen in the portal. Looks like 2 of the transfers are going to be starters, the right tackle and the center. Now, the center's an interesting one because he's a Cal Poly transfer, but they loved him since the minute he got on campus. The right tackle's Javen James, who started for Kent State 2 years ago at left tackle and then for Mississippi State last year at left tackle. So they've remade the entire offensive line. You don't have 340-pound 345-pound Wilkin Formby at right tackle or right guard anymore, because watching him pull around the edge was painful. He's at Texas A&M now. He's going to be their starting right tackle.
Okay.
So, the thing is, it's not an offense that's predicated on the run game. It needs to be 60th in the country, maybe 70th in the country. And if it is, they'll be a top 10 passing offense, because they'll use that to open up the passing game completely. But, if it's down 90, 100 again, you're going to have some of the same struggles protecting the quarterback. You need a little bit of that. The run game in that offense is complementary. It's not the lead dog.
Right.
But if they don't fix that, then things could get, like I look at this Alabama team, I'm like, okay, everything works out. I'm not worried really about the quarterback with DeBoer's history with quarterbacks. I'm worried about the offensive line and developing a running game. If they do that, then the ceiling on this team is maybe 10 or 11 wins. If they don't do that, then it's 7 or 8 wins, and that's the difference.
That would not be good. Would he survive that?
He would survive he'd survive 7. He's got a $70 million buyout.
Yeah.
He would survive it. He's going to get 2 more. It looks like the program's kind of pointing towards 27 as the year, so to speak. But they need to show some improved physicality up front this year.
All right, we'll go ahead and take another break, but never fear, we'll be back with more right after these messages.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City. Adams Motorsports of Montgomery knows it's the best time to ride. Right now, get the best deals on all of our Suzuki and Kawasaki street bikes, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and dirt bikes. Adams Motorsports has it all, and our inventory is vast. Get out there, ride the streets and trails, and let Adams Motorsports make your pleasure our business. With family customer service and service after the sale. It's time to ride, so come see us on Eastern Boulevard in Montgomery or online at adamsmotorsports.com.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen-printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Visit our new locations in Gadsden and Oxford today.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full-service repair and installation on all major brands, from drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and JJ here with you. Only about 45 more minutes left in tonight's show. Give us a call, 256-234-6221. We'd love to hear from you. Love to know your thoughts on where do you think the pecking order is? It right or wrong as far as the media is concerned in the order of finish in the SEC? All right, we are moving on to the Oklahoma Sooners. Brett Venables enters year 5. It's hard to believe he's been there that long.
Now, your years over here to the side have, say, 5 over there, so it'd be year 6.
Do what now? Where does I say that?
Over here where it has the records?
That's just the last 5 years.
Oh, it doesn't include Venables?
Does not.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't.
Gotcha.
It does not necessarily include or not.
I got you.
But, yeah, I believe this is year 5 for Venables.
Yeah, I think you're right, because 2021 was the year that what's his name left?
It got USC.
Yeah.
He went 11-2. That is correct. In the Big 12. Ben Arbuckle is the OC. Todd Bates is the DC for Oklahoma. They have been very, let's say, well, I don't know. They seem to be forming a pattern. Started out his first year 6-7, 3-6 in the league. That was in the Big 12, mind you. 2023, they rise up, go 10-3, 7-2 in the league. Come to the SEC, 6-7, 2-6 in the league. Last year, 10-3. Make the playoff, 6-2 in the league. What can we expect this year? John Mateer is back. Defense, a lot. I mean, they don't have that monster they had on the defensive line last year, but they're going to be good defensively, I would imagine.
So there's a lot of reasons to like Oklahoma, because as much as I bag on John Mateer, I don't think he's as good as people on ESPN think he is.
Right.
But he is a playmaker. He can play. And last year they couldn't run the ball either, couldn't protect him very well. But they had a true freshman starter and 2 redshirt freshman starters on the offensive line. So young players get better, right? So
sometimes,
you see those guys coming back, and you've got some hope on the O-line. They didn't really go out and get any weapons in the portal. So obviously they feel good about what they had.
That Santana's back, right?
Yeah, Santana's back. And then, the defense is going to be good because that's what Venables does. But this is another one of those, to me, candidates for regression. Less so than A&M because they've got continuity in the coaching staff and probably more continuity on the offensive line. But they're on the road at Michigan in week 2.
Mm-hmm.
If they go to the big house, lose to Michigan, trouble in Little Tokyo. But then 2 weeks later, they go on the road to Georgia. And then 2 weeks later,
be fun.
2 weeks later, they get Texas and Dallas. And then they get Florida and Gainesville later. Ole Miss comes to Norman. Texas A&M comes to Norman. It's another.
All those are losable.
It's another one of those teams that I'm going, are they 8-4? Or are they 10-2 again? And if they're 8-4, 7-5, because 2 years ago we thought Brett Venables was on the hot seat, does he go back to the hot seat?
Answer would be yes if they win 7 games.
So, I don't know. They're another one of those, when I look at the schedule, I go, well, Oklahoma should be pretty good. And I look at the schedule, I go, whoa, they might be a pretty good 8-4 team.
Yeah, like I say, I think the defense is going to be good anytime. Venables seems to have figured that out as a head coach, which rarely defensive-minded head coaches do, but his defense has remained pretty salty.
Last year is the year he decided to start taking over the defensive play calling again.
Yeah.
And you saw the difference because he's a savant at that. That's just what he does.
That is true. So look, I don't. I could buy that they could win 9 or 10. I do not think they are a threat to make the playoff. I really don't.
10 games would put you in the playoff.
Depends on which 10.
I mean, with that schedule, I think 10 gets you in the playoff. Let's say your only losses are Georgia and Texas. You're probably going to play because you'd have win over Michigan, you'd wins over A&M, you'd have wins over Ole Miss, So
I don't see them beating Texas, and I don't see them finishing ahead of Georgia, Texas A&M, or probably Alabama for that matter. So maybe they don't win, but now I got them. I think winning 7, going 7-5 or 8-4.
I mean,
so I don't really. It's not a concern for me, but a lot of people have them threatening to finish like 4th or 5th.
Yeah. My thing with Oklahoma this year is, again, when I look at that schedule, I would probably give them a slight edge over A&M because the game's in Norman. But I think as long as Ole Miss is healthy, I think Ole Miss gets them in Norman. I'm not convinced that Florida doesn't get them in Gainesville.
Now, again, if that happens, Katie bar the door.
Yeah, because, I mean, you know this. I'm a believer that Florida's going to be pretty good, especially by the end of the year. They're going to have a new quarterback and learning a new system, all that stuff. So, Florida didn't take the Auburn route and bring the Tulane transfers over. He decided to go another route with it. So I think Florida is one of those teams that will be better in the second half of the year than they are in the first half of the year.
Yeah, I think I'm glad we're getting them early. All right, the Tennessee Volunteers, Josh Heupel in year 6, Joey
Aguilar. Joey Aguilar?
I think
you're talking about those.
Hazel.
It doesn't matter. It's Josh Heupel's offense.
This is true. Jim Knowles and Anthony Poindexter. Mr. Poindexter.
Jim Knowles comes over from Penn State. He's one of the best defensive coordinators in football, led Ohio State's defense to the national championship a couple of years ago.
Okay, and then Penn State stole him?
Got lured away to Penn State, and then Franklin gets fired, and he winds up at Tennessee.
Wow, okay.
The thing with Knowles,
they needed it because their defense was not good last year.
Was not good. Knowles, they were terrible. They couldn't tackle. They just couldn't tackle anybody.
Yeah,
gave up big play after big play. Knowles is kind of done some reading on Jim Knowles. He's a little bit similar to DJ Durkin style-wise and what he runs. And like DJ Durkin, the word of the book on him is it usually takes about a year to get it going. But they did bring over some Penn State transfers. Now, one of them left before he ever played. Chaz Coleman, who was supposed to be their best edge rusher. The longer the summer goes, the more my mind is kind of buying Tennessee a little bit. They return 4 out of 5 offensive line starters. They return their running backs and wide receivers. They only return 3 starters on defense, but again, they were terrible on defense. Jim Knowles will clean it up a little bit at least.
Gotta convince me that their freshman is going to be good at quarterback.
That's the thing.
That offense, I mean, if the quarterback's not right, it don't work.
Here's the thing, though. They can protect him with the run game, and Heupel loves to run it. And especially with what's going to be one of the better offensive lines, they should be. I'm not saying they're a playoff team. I'm just, I kind of came into spring going, man, Tennessee could be looking at a bad year. And now I'm going, maybe I can find 8 or 9 for them,
I think I had them going 8-4. Or maybe
now,
9. Maybe 9-3.
8-4 would not be a bad year with a young quarterback. I mean, everybody'd be excited, right? You got Faison Brandon, 5-star young quarterback. He'll be back. You win 8 or 9, and everybody goes, okay, finally we'll get some continuity at quarterback because they haven't had it for 4 years.
Yeah. All right, it's time to take another break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll talk about the Florida Gators right after this.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn.
Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor has what you need for your farming, mowing, and land management. Lake Martin Tractor has any size Mahindra tractor you need, along with hundreds of implements to get the job done. See our full line of rugged Spartan zero-turn mowers. Both Mahindra and Spartan still have 0 down and 0% interest. Check out the all-new Spartan Intimidator 4-door crew cab UTV with dump bed, or see the all-new Mahindra Rockstar HD. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor on Highway 280, Alex City.
Spring has sprung, and it's the perfect time to refresh your garage door with Dixie Overhead Door. Get a $49 garage door tune-up or take $50 off any repair. Tune-ups are included for Dixie Cares Plan members. Call today for details. Don't get stuck in the heat. Right now, get your AC tune-up for as low as $49. And if your system's older, now's the time to upgrade. Choose your system and we'll level you up at no extra cost. Hurry! Limited systems available. Call Dixie, and it's done.
Craving pizza done right? Come to Lake Martin Pizza, where flavor meets the lake, with 2 locations, 63 South in Alexander City and Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Grab a 14 or 18-inch specialty pizza or build your own masterpiece. Go half and half your way. In a hurry, stop in for our lunch specials. Hot, fresh pizza by the slice, served daily. We've got more than just pizza. Try our fresh salads, cheesy breadsticks, garlic knots, and sweet cinnamon twists. Lake days, game nights, or family dinners, Lake Martin Pizza hits the spot every time.
At Southern Union State Community College, success isn't a solo journey. It's powered by something bigger. A herd of faculty, mentors, industry partners, and a community committed to helping you move forward. Whether you're earning a degree that prepares you for immediate entry into the workforce, transferring to a university, or learning a new skill, Southern Union helps you find your strength and run with it. Herd powered, performance driven. Southern Union State Community College. Apply today at suscc.edu.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We're located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and JJ here with you. Just about 30 more minutes left in today's show. Time to get that last phone call in, 256-234-6221. We are kind of taking a big overview of the SEC tonight. The Florida Gators. John Summerall, one of 6 new coaches this year in the SEC, and that's including Pete Golding, which I am including him. Buster Faulkner comes over from Georgia Tech. And Brad White, longtime DC in Kentucky, comes to Gainesville. Florida's not been good. They really have not been good.
They've actually been the opposite of good.
6-7, 6-7, 5-7, 8-5, 4-8. I mean, that's about as pathetic as Auburn.
Yeah.
Outside of that 1-8-5.
Right.
They haven't been really good at anything. They were very mediocre on defense. They were not good at all on offense. I thought Billy Napier was the right guy. I said that publicly when they hired him. I was wrong.
He was not.
I was wrong.
Yes.
John Summerall, I mean, you are a big backer of John Summerall. You had convinced me that I thought he'd be a pretty good fit at Auburn. A lot of people told me he wanted the job at Auburn. I don't doubt that that was true. But it worked out that he got the offer to be Florida's coach. He took it. Auburn ended up with Alex Golish. I think we both are satisfied, to be perfectly honest.
For the moment.
For the moment.
In 3 or 4 years, either they'll both be successful, both fan bases are happy.
Yeah.
They both won't be successful, both fan bases will be mad, or it's 1-1.
Somebody gonna be happy and somebody gonna be sad.
That's right.
Yeah.
On Florida though, there was a discussion I saw the other day. I think it was at SEC Media Days. It was Brooks Austin, the film guy, was there, and doing an interview. And he said that when he talked to coaches around the SEC last year and about Florida, like, boy, y'all really put it on Florida or whatever, they all go, yeah, I can't figure out how we're beating these guys. Because I saw the players, man, like they can play. And, you know, you watch film and you go, wow, that guy's good. And then you play them and they can't play, you know.
Well, this is the team, no more than what, I don't know, probably in this last decade, maybe it's been not that far. They were actually blocking each other on a play.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what Florida has become.
Yeah. No, Florida has become now, I love the two coordinators. Some were all hired, especially Faulkner. I think Buster Faulkner is going to be a head coach probably in the next 3-4 years. And the offense will be better immediately. Summerall being a defensive guy, it's kind of like Golish at Auburn. I expect the offense to be better than that trash we saw last year. Same thing in Florida. With Summerall being a defensive guy, Brad White's one of his Kentucky guys. Summerall's a Kentucky alum. You know, so, I expect him. I expect him to be better on both sides of the ball. You know, questions at quarterback. I didn't know this till I read it the other day. Aaron Philo, who is trending to be the starter, even though he's in a competition, Summerall said it's dead even right now. But
who's the other guy?
Tramel Jones. He was already on there, 4-star recruit from a couple of years ago. He decided to stay when the coaches told him they would give him a fair opportunity to compete, and apparently in the spring he opened some eyes.
Okay.
Aaron Philo, also a 4-star recruit, the Georgia Tech guy, is from Georgia and apparently was 4-year starter in Georgia and broke every passing record in the state of Georgia. So Philo can sling it, and Tramel Jones can sling it. So they've got, I mean, the wide receivers are just ridiculous. Dallas Wilson, Verdell Brown, and your guy Eric Singleton. Jaden Baugh had in that putrid offense, had over 1,200 yards rushing last year. So we know Jaden Baugh can run. And then we'll see what they do on defense. Florida, to me, is kind of one of those, boy, look out, man, this could be a surprise team if it hits, if the quarterback hits. I think all the other ingredients will be there. If the quarterback hits, they could be a real surprise team.
Yeah. I think there's very interesting John Summerall's trek to big-time college football. So if he comes in and, by George, Florida's in the SEC title game.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
You're just like, okay, this guy's like, okay, he is that good.
There was the interesting stat on Summerall, and it doesn't mean anything unless it happens again. But he has never won fewer than 9 games in a regular season as a head coach.
Right. And it seems like a leap.
Yeah.
For that
it seems like a leap.
But
yeah,
we'll see. All right, the Missouri, as my grandmother would say, Tigers. Eli Drinkwitz in year 7, if you can believe that. Chip Lindsey comes over, was Auburn's offensive coordinator at one time.
And Troy's head coach.
Head coach, yeah. He comes to Missouri. Corey Batoon, don't know who that is the DC.
But apparently he can coach some defense. Look at those numbers.
That's what I was looking at these today, and I was like, I had to take a double take.
Top 20 in every category.
That can't be right, but that'd be right. They were excellent last year defensively, the Missouri Tigers. Which makes me, wonder how didn't they go 8-5?
Yeah.
4-4. Drinkwitz had them on a roll. 11 wins in 23, 10 wins in 24, and then drops back to 8-5, 4-4 in the league last year. I think the quarterback position wasn't quite.
It was a problem.
Yeah.
And that's why Chip Lindsey was brought in this year, and that's why Austin Simmons, who was the original starter at Ole Miss last year, was brought in. Because Drinkwitz knows how to run the ball. He always has a good rushing offense.
Yeah.
But he's never had. Brady Cook was pretty good.
Ahmad Hardy got shot.
Yeah.
But apparently he's going to be okay.
Yeah. Well, they've got probably the best number 2 running back in the league anyway. But he's going to figure out the run game. If Chip Lindsey and Austin Simmons can give them a credible passing threat, it really just opens up that offense. I have concerns about the defense because they lost a lot of starters, but they were top 20 in every category last year. Mm-hmm. So, we'll see if they can be top 30 in every category.
Yeah.
And the offense gets better, and, you know.
Oh, that would be, that you're back up. You're in business.
Yeah.
If that happens, and you can maintain that defensive intensity.
And Drinkwitz is one of those guys I'm wrong about every year. Every year I'm like, yeah, this is the year that Drinkwitz falls off. So I'm just going to stop saying that, even though it looks like the SEC media kind of thought that this year.
It apparently they did, because they had them below Florida. Which is really, I guess, the first team that you would actually legitimately think about putting them above. But all right, we will go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we'll take a look at South Carolina Gamecocks. Not a new coach there.
In need of a rebound.
In Columbia, but they may have a new coach next year. Depends on what they do this year. More to come right after this.
Celebrate America's 250th all month long at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika. During the month of July, with every new or used vehicle purchase, you'll receive a beautiful embroidered American flag kit for your home. Our way of helping you proudly celebrate. We have over 500 vehicles in stock and ready for immediate delivery. You'll find the biggest discounts and a great selection. Visit Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika today. Get ready to smile.
Thunderbolt and Lightfoot at Oscar's Cafe on Highway 49 South in Dadeville, Alabama is looking to see you today. Now, let me tell you, they got great food. They've always had great food all these years. Now, they still got that atmosphere. They still got that service. They still cater. Let me stop right there. 15 to 415 they can handle. So give them a call today at Oscar's Highway 49 South in Dadeville. 256-825-4827.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank and Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
Hillaby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hillaby Towers in Alexander City.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
S&S Tire is the #1 tire and service dealer in the entire Lake Martin region for reasons. First, S&S works on all makes and models, including imports, and our advanced trained ASE Master Tech can pinpoint and correct problems before they happen. S&S Tire sells by volume, and that allows us to demand the best price on all major brands, including Michelin, Goodyear, and Toyo. Most importantly, S&S Tire and Auto lives, works, worships, and interacts in our home community. S&S Tire, #1 for many reasons, but most importantly, #1 for your satisfaction.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and JJ here with you. Just a couple of more segments left in tonight's show. thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. South Carolina, the Gamecocks, Shane Beamer in his 6th year brings in Kendall Briles to take over the offense. It'll be for his first year. He's kind of been a high flyer and an up-and-comer the last several years, bouncing around college football. Was at Arkansas for a while, I think. TCU.
Most recently.
Yeah. Did DC Clayton White? Okay.
Yeah, they made the change they needed to make an offensive coordinator, and Kendall Briles runs an offense that is almost perfectly tailored to Lenore Sellers. So, he likes the mobile quarterbacks, likes to move them around, likes to, and Kendall Briles, I don't think there's any question will make Lenore Sellers better than he was last year. I don't know Clayton White, don't know the first thing about him except that his defense last year was 52nd in the country, and he's still got a job.
They were, I think he's been there for actually quite a while. They were respectable considering the offense was not very good at all.
The offense ranked 140-pound receiver on the outside in Nick Harbor with 10-1 speed, track speed at 6'4", 240. You bring in Nitro Tuggle from Purdue, very productive receiver. You're going to put him on the other side, a little more reliable, better at catching the ball and running routes than Harbor is.
Okay.
So you bring him in. You bring in 2 of the top 6, 7 offensive tackles in the portal. One of them was top 2 or 3. So you bring in 2 offensive tackles, a good offensive coordinator, add a good wide receiver. You bring in a couple of defenders to help, and I'll give Shane Beamer credit, as Mike Shula famously said at Alabama. He's trying some stuff and doing some things.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those teams where if it works, they could be good. If it doesn't work, they could be right back where they were last year. Because I don't think if it's not working, I don't think Shane Beamer's a good enough coach to fix it in season. It's either going to work or it's not.
Yeah, I can see that. I think that's probably about right. Their schedule probably about the same that it's been being. I don't know. Is it?
Kent State and Towson first 2.
Okay.
They get Mississippi State and Columbia. Need to win that one. Yeah. Go to Tuscaloosa the week after that. Mm-hmm. They get Kentucky and Columbia. Need to win that one.
Okay, so they got Mississippi State and Kentucky.
And both at home. They go on the road to Florida. So let's just say at that time they're 4-2, right?
Okay.
Which is possible. They get Tennessee and Columbia. That's not impossible.
They've beaten them there before.
They go to Norman, Oklahoma. That's tough.
Yeah.
They get A&M, but they get them in Columbia. Arkansas and Fayetteville could be a win.
Got to be a win.
We got them at 6 there. Georgia and Columbia is a loss. Clemson and Clemson.
Okay. Well,
7 is not unthinkable. 8's not unthinkable. But I think they're probably like floor is 5 and ceiling is 8.
Yeah, 9 seems like a bridge too far.
Yeah, it's just a bridge too far. I agree.
All right, the Vanderbilt Commodores coming off, 2 really good seasons. They even threatened to make the playoff. People are actually talking about Vanderbilt making the playoff.
Yes.
And they were not kidding.
No.
It was a legitimate conversation. Now they're going to have to insert a freshman quarterback in there, but he was a big-time 5-star. He was committed to Georgia, and then he came to Vanderbilt. Now, what does he have around him? They will be one of the lesser talented teams in all of the SEC. They'll probably be somewhere around, I would guess, 14, 15, maybe even 16. So the talent is what it is. Can you rise above that with a true freshman quarterback? I just don't see it happening.
I'm probably going to eat these words. I think Vanderbilt stands a good chance of finishing 15th in the league this year at 4-8 or 3-9. And let me just read you this. Austin Peay, we assume that's a win.
Sure.
Delaware, you're off to a 2-0 start. I love the quarterback at NC State, C.J. Bailey. I think he's special. Dave Doran's a pretty good coach. He usually is good for 8 or 9 a year. NC State comes into Nashville in week 3. I think NC State gets them.
If they do, it's a bad sign.
Yeah. Then they get Auburn in Auburn, Georgia in Athens.
Auburn better win now.
Ole Miss in Nashville. Then they get Arkansas in Nashville. There's a winnable game for you. Kentucky and Lexington. I mean, Will Stein says Kentucky's going to be better because of me, he said.
That's what he said.
They get Mississippi State in Starkville. I'm kind of thinking Mississippi State wins that game. They get Alabama in Nashville, Florida in Gainesville, and finish up with Tennessee. 3
That's a rough
9
stretch.
is not off the board.
Yeah, that's a rough finishing stretch. Second half of the year, really.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, and then the rest of us will go, all right, they're back where they were. Because you and I talked during the break. So many plays for the last 2 years, even against Auburn. Remember that game against Auburn? If it's 3rd and 4 or 4th and 2, and even if they don't block it right and they don't run a good play, Pavia made something happen. And I don't know. This freshman's not a dual threat guy. He's more of a pocket guy.
Right.
I just don't see this going well.
Now, I mean, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Mississippi State, and Arkansas. Put them all in your hands. Throw them up in the air. And I would be willing to bet those are going to be your Final Four teams in the SEC. Now, what order in which they land, I have no idea.
I would tend to agree with you, although there's some parts on Kentucky that I like, but I never trust a first-time head coach.
Especially one as arrogant as Will Stein.
But I love the quarterback at Mississippi State. Camario Taylor can really play. Now, he was 55% completion percentage last year. He'll have to clean that up, but he was a true freshman. And he's a running quarterback, but he can throw it. Big, strong arm. He's built exactly, physically, he looks exactly like Lenore Sellers. And it's similar skill set. So I think if Lebby and if Zach Arnett, now back as DC, can get the defense to just create some turnovers, right? Cause some havoc. Then Mississippi State should have won 7 last year. Lost to Tennessee in overtime. Had a 17-point lead on Texas in the 4th quarter. They had Ole Miss on the ropes in the first half. So Mississippi State should have won 7 last year. They went 5-7. Camario Taylor could be the thing that makes them a 6 or 7 win team.
Year 3, if you're gonna make a jump or if you're gonna make a step forward, this will be the year to do it for Jeff
No doubt.
Lebby. Yeah.
Otherwise, we may be saying goodbye to Mr. Lebby.
Could be. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say what he's got to do. I thought he did. I thought last year, Mississippi State fans were like, okay, I can see some progress here. I can see what you're doing.
You're leading Texas by 17 in the 4th, though.
That's not good.
Shut that down.
Yeah, that's not good.
Win that game.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go ahead and take our final break, but we'll be back with one final segment to wrap up the show right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
The all-new Winter Timber is now open, located right next to the Walmart Market across from the Auburn Mall. If the outdoors is your lifestyle, Winter Timber is your new headquarters. From rifles, ammo, and hunting supplies, camo, and all the outdoor essentials, they've got it in stock and ready for you. Winter Timber is here to serve Auburn, Opelika, and the entire Lake Martin area, and they'll make the drive worth it. For the best selection and the best service in outdoor gear, one name says it all: Winter Timber, the best in outdoor needs.
Bundle your home and auto and save money with State Farm's personal price plan. Contact State Farm agent Ron Carroll today at 256-378-6631 or visit him on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Prices vary by state, options selected by customer availability, and eligibility may vary.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need. With top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill. And our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Zaxby's birthday cake milkshakes are back. Just in time for Zaxby's 35th birthday, so they're gifting you half-off handcrafted milkshakes. Happy birthday to us all. Zaxby's handcrafted milkshakes. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's. SignSource is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and JJ closing things out tonight. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. We have kind of taken in the entire SEC tonight. The media also voted for the all-SEC team. Mm-hmm. You had Trinidad Chambliss, the number one quarterback.
As he should be.
First team.
Yep.
You had Arch Manning, number two, second team. And you had Gunnar Stockton, the third team SEC quarterback.
I think that's how you going to put in. I mean, I know, some of the national media is nuts over Sam Levitt, but you're not putting him ahead of any of those three guys right now.
No, I wouldn't. You got no. So that would be your order. If you put them.
Chambliss would definitely be my one. Arch would be my two. Gunnar would be my three. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably fair as well. We haven't made our picks yet. You still got to take a look at them, but Georgia seems like the easy pick to win the SEC.
I mean, I'm that close to picking Georgia to win the national championship.
Right.
So I think they've got all the components that Kirby likes in a championship team. Sark, I think Sark has a slightly better roster. I also think Sark wets his leg when he runs into Kirby. I think Kirby scares him.
That does. It seemed like it would be the other way around, but dogs and all.
Yeah.
LeBron James to the Sixers.
I mean, he's chasing another ring, I guess.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, LeBron. The civilized world, and by the civilized world, I mean the people who were alive 30 years ago, are never going to consider you better than Jordan. You could chase rings for the next 10 years. It's not going to matter.
Yeah.
And for my money, Kareem either. So I could come up with two or three more, but.
Yeah. I didn't even, pay much attention to it. I'm sure there are some really avid NBA fans out there. They just eat that up and follow that every second, but I just cannot imagine. I don't care where you go.
I consume a lot of sports radio, right? Like if I'm driving home at night, I'm gonna flip over to sports and see what's going on.
Yeah.
And anytime I get the little dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, ESPN radio, it's like, all right, welcome back to whatever we're talking about the NBA tonight. I'm like,
yeah.
I'll go back to music. I used to love the NBA, and it is not. In my mind, a great product right now. So that's my opinion. I like college ball. I think college is still playing the right way, but the NBA right now is trash.
How about that WNBA All-Star game?
Did not watch it. I do. I only follow the WNBA because of the whole Caitlin Clark controversy. I find it fascinating that so many people in that league don't like her, and yet she's been responsible for your league making more money and your players making more money than they ever had before.
The sole reason, really.
I mean, you know, you could say it was controversy with her and Angel Reese. Maybe you give Angel Reese some of that credit. But she was the one that brought all those little girls to the TV sets, man.
Yeah.
And so, you know.
Well, I just find it so humorous. I don't know why I do. I mean, I'm glad that you have an opportunity to play professional basketball. I'm glad you have an opportunity to make a really nice living. But it just, for everybody there, they try so hard to pump up the league, and they talk about, oh, you know, the popularity of this and whatnot. And yet, you know, it chuckles me because I just happen to catch a radio station, or I listen to a radio station in the morning out of Seattle.
Yeah.
They have a WNBA franchise.
Okay.
And they do like the trivia. They do like a dumb guy trivia every day.
Yeah.
You know, and inevitably, they will. It's like they'll have a question about the WNBA, and literally about the team, about the league, about some player, about the team in Seattle. And I don't think anybody has been able. They don't even hazard a guess.
Right.
JJ.
Well, look, it's never going to be a spectator sport on the level of any of the other pro sports. I don't think.
I don't know. It's going to be on the level of minor league.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is the league is to the point now where it's turning a profit. The players are getting paid well. And as long as the league turns a profit and the players are paid well, and there's, you know, my God, we've got 15 bazillion television channels now.
Yeah,
and streaming services. I mean, we got hours of content to fill, you know. So
God bless them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm for it, not against it, as my granddad used to say.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. He's JJ. I'm Andy. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.
Bugs Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bugs Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bugs Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bugsisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision-making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.
Summertime is a special time. Time on the water, time away from work, and more time with family and friends. Make sure your heart is ready for the season with an appointment at the UAB Heart and Vascular Clinic at Russell Medical. I'm Dr. Kevin Sublett, and our entire clinic is dedicated to keeping your heart healthy. We're right here in your own community and backed by the knowledge and expertise of UAB Medicine. Make an appointment today by calling 256-234-2644 or visit uabmedicine.org/heartrussell.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen-printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Ivy Creek Healthcare is excited to showcase their newest clinic, Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin, located conveniently near the main entrance to Stillwater's on Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin is an urgent care with walk-ins welcome. Whether you need lab work, x-rays, or immediate care, find comfort here at Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin. Ivy Creek, here when you need us most. 256-827